back to SVSU Red Alert. I'm JJ Baim, joined by SVSU cross-country coach Tony Philippek. And Tony, good time for you to be on because both the men and the women able to get victories down at the Michigan Intercollegiates.
Yeah, perfect timing for that. Men and women both victorious at Michigan Intercollegiates in Hillsdale. It was at Hillsdale University. So, you know, we were pretty happy with that. We saw some good things, a lot of good things to propel us towards the conference meet in 2 weeks up in Houghton, Michigan. Big trip up there, 8 hours away. But I want to talk a little bit about it, intercollegiates and how well the teams performed. The women did amazing. They've been extremely focused this year. They're rather experienced going to NCAAs the last 2 years, taking 13th place and then 12th place last year. The guys, they've been up and down, but the guys came away with a victory off of kind of a bad week the previous week at LCC. We had some talks with them and tried to fix some things and get their attention, get them focused on the right things, and it seemed to work. They came back. They were driven. You know, the guys that ran all the way through the finish ended up being very successful that meet. The conference foe that we saw was Northwood there. Other than that, there was Wayne State there as well, and a few other community colleges, and then we had a mix of Division I schools there as well. But we did very well, competed, I would say, up to our standards for this time of the year.
Talk about what that does now for you as you get ready for your two biggest meets, which are still to come on your schedule, as you've got the GLIAC meet in 2 weeks, and then you've got the regional meet 2 weeks after that.
This sets us up pretty well. Last year at conference, we saw 5th place on the women's side, 7th place on the men's side. I reminded them of that this morning after our 6 a.m. lifting session. So it's fresh in their memory from last year, and they'd like to produce better results than the previous year. But again, this is their first meet where we're going to back off some of the lifting, start to taper some of the mileage, get a little bit faster in the workouts, and you know, it's basically championship prep and, you know, general periodization towards running like beasts at the conference meet and regional meets.
And what are you looking for out of these programs? As you mentioned, the women have had back-to-back very strong seasons. Obviously, I know the men would like to be in that same type of conversation. Yeah. What do you do now to try and improve on those results?
Well, I mean, what we do to improve is just mentally and physically get them ready. On the guy side, we have 5 new guys, at least at the last meet, guys that weren't on our team previously that were in our top 7. I think there were 3 through 7, and we had Joey Southgate, Charlin Howard, Josh Verlack, Jalen Payne. I'm forgetting somebody in there, but there was another guy in there, so apologize for that.
But again, the point being that you've got these guys who are now able to crack their way into the lineup and be able to produce for you.
Right, so, you know, I'm just hoping that their mentality, this new mentality, having kind of new blood in there, is going to get them pumped up to the next level for competition. Just everything it's at this level, and it increases it. The level of competition increases, the adrenaline flow starts to increase, and, you know, and that's why we taper back on the legs and just let them go.
And what do you do on the women's side now, again, to make sure that they're able to maintain the very high standard that this program has now set for itself?
Well, the women's team is, again, more focused than I've ever seen a team in my life. So now we made one jump, 13th to 12th last year in national standings. Currently, we're ranked 22nd, and I think that this year, I don't, you know, I'll cross my fingers on this one, but 13th, 12th, we don't want to make jumps by 1 place. If everything goes as planned and they remain focused and stay competitive and keep their drives going, then we're going to make a lot bigger jump than 1 spot. So I can't tell you what it's going to be, whether it's going to be 3 spots or 5 spots or 12 spots, I don't know. But it's going to be bigger than 1 spot. But, you know, you can't talk about nationals until you get there. So you have to finish top 4 at the region this year.
Well, hopefully the Cardinals can show well both at the GWIACs and then at the regionals to have an opportunity to improve at nationals. And we're happy to have them, both the men and the women, claim victories at the Michigan Intercollegiates. And Tony Filipek, we thank you for joining us.
Thanks, JJ.
And when we come back, we'll be rejoined by SVSU football coach Jim Collins. That's next on SVSU Red Alert.